5, 6. Ooh, is it working good, Joseph?
Yes, sir.
Yay. New background. We moved the desk over here, and I got confused coming to work. I didn't know where I was going. So anyway, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're on a bunch of different channels to keep taking us off of YouTube, but it's okay. We're on Facebook, on Rumble, on Twitter, on our own app, kenthovind.tv, on Instagram and TikTok. Sign up for all of them and watch. We want to get the gospel out to the whole world. Tell your friends about us, okay? We believe evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the history of the world. Tonight, open mic. Prove me wrong. All you brave evolutionists, real brave in front of your students, aren't you? Where you've got the academic and psychological advantage. Can't fool me, can't frighten me, and you can't fail me. Okay, here we go. January 8th. Next week's my birthday. Man, 25 again. Okay, if you want to come help us build Noah's Ark, get it finished for the 16th or 10th anniversary on April 16th. 10 years ago, we got the property, nothing here but mud, no gravel pit. It was a real challenge. It's been amazing watching it come together. Krista, how long have you known this place?
I was here one of the first days you ever came here. But
First days we ever came here, so 10 years?
Yeah.
Been a few changes?
quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few. Okay. This next, let's see, the 26th of this month, in what's that, 2.5 weeks, we're going up to help Aaron Spencer. He's the guy who killed the man who was molesting his 14-year-old daughter. And they gave him 7 years in prison for it. He's got a trial in Lone Oak, Arkansas, right there. Okay. Help us out here. I get swamped with texts and emails and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep up, okay? But the best way, call into this show and you'll get your question for sure, okay? Maybe many people call in to say, thank you for the ministry. Thank you. Please spread it around. Call me with questions. That's fine. I try to answer them. But a sure way is to call in right now. Joseph, is there a link over there they can click when we get to that point?
Call in the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So that'd be a quick way. Okay. Come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. You can take a tour with me in the Jeep. Then I'll talk to you all you want. We're straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles in Lenox, Alabama. Come visit. Noah's Ark, that's an older picture. Upper right corner is our zip line going right into the Ark. That was my wild idea at 3 a.m. one night after eating pizza with peanut butter on it. I said, we can put the zip line right into the Ark. Wow. Yeah. Have you tried it yet, Joseph?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, it's fun. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. No. All right. I want to play this Theory of Evolution. It's only 3 minutes long by natural selection. Really? Okay. This Fuse School, I've never heard of them, but they got nearly 1 million subscribers. So somebody's listening to them. So I'm going to play just part of their show here. Let's see. Come over here and hit play. Oh, no. Come over here. Right there. Okay.
And that this variation was based on their diets. Darwin deduced that when the original finches from South America came to the Galapagos, they migrated to different islands and had to adapt to different conditions in order to get food and survive. These adaptations were passed from one generation to the next. He believed that individual members of a species are all slightly different from one another, and that those that are best adapted to their habitat will stand a better chance of surviving to reproduce and pass on their beneficial traits to their offspring. Over time, those beneficial traits become more common, allowing that particular species to evolve. Critically, Darwin felt that it was not the environment that produced the variations, but chance occurrences, which we now know to be genetic mutations that enabled an organism to better exploit its environment. After more than 20 years of experimenting and developing his ideas, Charles Darwin published his theory of evolution in a book called On the Origin of Species. Extrapolating the theory of natural selection and combining it with discoveries made by modern genetics allows scientists to assert that all life on our planet came from a common ancestor that existed about 3.5 billion years ago.
Saw 14 kinds of birds and concluded that birds are related to whales. And that's science? No, that's imagination, fairy tale stuff. SpongeBob, I got him over here somewhere. There we go, okay. SpongeBob. Yeah, I'm sorry, I stepped on your tongue. Keep going, okay.
Through natural selection, new species are formed. Some species change and some are lost through extinction. In this video, you have learned that the voyages and research of Charles Darwin played a pivotal role in developing a theory about the origins of life and its variations on our planet, and that evolution is a process of continual change within a species as a result of chance occurrences.
Process of continual change within a species. I don't know who did this video, but listen, there's 26 definitions of species. God said they'll bring forth after their kind. That's all anybody's ever seen. You can draw pictures of a monkey turning into a human, but that's not science. That's artwork. Okay? We'll talk more about that in a minute. Matthew, I forgot. Tell us, come up, tell us about your ministry here in Honduras, right? Yeah.
That's exactly right.
No, did I ask you if the Honduran women never complain, never argue, always romantic? That must be a different country.
You didn't know. Actually, I think it may be true.
It may be true. Okay.
Yeah.
You got a mic. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Well, first, I would just like to say I took the Jeep tour with Dr. Kent and highly, highly recommend it. Absolutely amazing. And we're going to be back. Except when I come back, I'm bringing my boys. So
Okay.
they're going to love it. So my name is Matthew. I am the founder of Project E15. Our family has residency in Honduras. We also operate and go into El Salvador, as well as Guatemala and Mexico. But the main thing that we do as a ministry is we are an aftercare program for children that have been rescued out of human trafficking. If you've seen the movie Sound of Freedom, those children that were taken in that movie, depicted in the movie, and their story was actually in Tegucigalpa, Honduras, which is where our headquarters is, and where we've been there operating and going since 2015. We've been going, but in the fashion of working in the anti-trafficking efforts since COVID. And it is really interesting because trafficking over the last 10 years has been a growing phenomenon.
Unreal.
And we have seen that reports at the lowest end is in the low 60s, and on the high ends in the low 80s, that somewhere between 64 to, we'll say, 80-something% of all children being trafficked are of Central American descent.
Wow.
And so we kind of say that south of the border isn't pushing drugs anymore, they're pushing people.
Yeah.
And because of that, in the United States being the #1 consumer in the world, if you've seen the movie, they really drive that home. That's why children in Latin America, the children in specifically the 4 main countries of Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras are the 4 countries that are bringing the most children across the borders or being trafficked through drug cartels and other things, which for me is the reason that the border is such a real issue. Donald Trump, in his both debate against Kamala as well as 2 of his rallies, identified that between 2020 and 2024, somewhere around 320,000 children have been taken and were documented to have crossed our southern border that the government had completely lost track of. Now, the fact checkers came out in response to that, and I think they said the number was closer to 280, maybe 290,000. But
one, it's too much.
if there's one, there's too much. That's exactly right. And so we were going as a family just to open up a children's home, do more traditional care, because we knew that there was a lot of orphans in Honduras. When, as we're going through the process, we were approached by the Human Trafficking Coalition. Their acronym is called SESECT, and they operate alongside the United Nations. They're funded by the United States, the United Nations, and the European Coalition as an international movement now, knowing that we need to do something globally against trafficking, specifically child trafficking. And the ministry is called Project E15, named after Ephesians 1:5, that we were all predestined into adoption. And that's the heart of the healing that is what we're bringing into the home, into the children, is introducing them to a loving father who wants to adopt them. And we get to see the miraculous take place with each of these children as they come into the darkness, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, until they get to go back home. So at the end of the movie Sound of Freedom, you see the children go back to dad. And that was a little bit of Hollywood, because that doesn't happen in real life. What happens in real life is they come to us and they go through, for us, a medical, emotional, psychological counseling process for anywhere from 7 to 10 months. It really depends on the government, because what's happening while they're with us is the government is opening up a investigation on mom and dad. Did they report them missing? Is the home safe to go back to? Are the people that took them still at large? And from United States agencies such as the FBI to local law enforcement in Honduras or El Salvador, we're constantly in cooperation with government entities, private third parties that are now working towards resolution so that each child gets to go back home or to a home. And until then, that's where our ministry takes place. And so we're going on 5 years, and really, really grateful for ministries like yours that we really see as just brethren of people that are trying to bring truth, that are combating darkness, and working towards expanding the kingdom of God and shedding light in every area.
Amen. I was shocked when I went to prison. I wrote my book on the prison system, how many judges and congressmen and attorneys, U.S. attorneys, are involved in this child pornography stuff.
That's right.
Two of the people that put me in prison, John David Roy Atchison, who hung himself in jail when he went to have sex with a 5-year-old after getting me in jail. John, Google that, Pensacola. And also Michelle Heldemeyer, her husband was on the child pornography mailing list. It's just, it permeates our system, folks. We got a problem. We need a revival.
That's right.
Yeah.
One of the most common questions I get asked is the government involved? And
On the wrong side.
yeah, on the wrong side.
Yeah.
And we're not kicking down the doors. We're certified with extraction organizations and third parties that are doing the rescue efforts. But a lot of the guys that are on that side of things, as well as in the aftercare world, like we are ex-Homeland Security, ex-military, ex-intelligence agencies. And to your testimony, their anecdotal experiences, unfortunately, have found the same, that the corruption, that the darkness is unfortunately systemic within several government systems, to the judicial system. And it's really heartbreaking, and it's sad. And there's a lot of cleaning up to do.
Yeah, please do.
Yes.
So how do people get a hold of you? Is that Project 15? Is that your?
Yeah, projectd15.com. We're on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc., YouTube. If you go to our page, all of our information's there, our email, phone number. One of the things that we just invite people to do is, number one, just to come.
Yeah.
Just to come, see what we're doing, and join us, be the hands and feet of Jesus in these children's lives and our staff's life, as well as other beautiful ministries that we're walking alongside that are helping these kids. And then we do 3 donation drives every year. We're not asking anybody for money. We're literally asking them for the stuff that they would throw away. So we do a spring cleaning drive. We do a back to school drive in August, and then we do a winter toy drive. And we're just asking for your last year stuff. Don't give it to Goodwill, kind of give it to us. And in 2025, we sent over 30,000 pounds of donations. Wow. To Honduras. And we were the difference for some of these kids to be able to go back home, to have a bed to sleep on, to have a set of clothes, because for some of these kids, the bridge is the government wants them to check certain boxes and have so much, we'll just say, excess things for the kids, a stocked pantry and clothing and a bedding, et cetera, in order for the child to go back home, which is silly. It's like the stuff we throw away is gold down there, And then we work with several ministries that are working with orphans and widows, which is another arm of our ministry. We have a beautiful widows ministry that we operate in, and there's so many beautiful things that this goes to. We send 30,000 pounds, and I don't have any of it. It's all gone. It's all been expended. And so people have been so generous in sending their stuff, shipping it. I got a truck and a trailer, and when I'm here in the States, because we spend a lot of time down in Central America, I'll pick up my Chevy 2500 in the trailer, and I'll run around and pick it up while I'm going.
And you drive all the way back to Honduras?
No. I take it down to the Port of New Orleans.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
there's a whole
slow
lot of
boat.
whole lot of Mexico between there.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, brother. Thank you for
Yes.
coming.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your ministry.
And you recommend people take the real tour or the grandma tour?
Definitely the real tour. It's
survived.
amazing.
I love it.
That's
Thank you,
right.
sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kemp.
All right. Amen. Noah, the days of Noah, Genesis chapter 6. God saw the wickedness of man. He's about ready to step in with a club. Amen. Okay, this video we just showed about this lady giving, this woman, I don't know what her pronouns are. Okay. Giving, moderator, okay, giving evidence for evolution. All they see is variations within the same kind. But I'd glanced at the comments on here, Joseph. Put me back up there. Let's see. Oh, no, I want that one.
What?
No, you gotta click a button somewhere. This one. There, okay. Mr. Smokey Bear writes a comment here. Darwin completely missed the point that for natural selection to occur, one must have a species to begin with. Good point, Mr. Bear. Ergo, origin of the species is a misnomer. You are correct. He did not talk at all about the origin of the species. Not at all. That's the title of his book, and he missed it completely. Okay. Finches stay finches. Adaptation within a species does not explain a change of species any more than if a man can hop, he can theoretically fly. Another point Darwin did not take time to find out is that yes, wide-billed finches can produce narrow-billed finches, but those narrow-billed finches' offspring can produce offspring that return to the wide-billed state. Okay? No information is gained or lost. Mutations, however, always result in a loss of information. Beneficial mutations by gaining information to a DNA code have never been observed. Something that involves adding information is necessary to even start a change in species. Bacteria that become invulnerable to antibiotics do so because they lose the information that causes them to produce a certain enzyme. And what is never said is that these invulnerable bacteria never do well when returned to an environment where normal bacteria are. They're always weaker. Good point, Mr. Bear. One cannot handcuff a man with no arms. One cannot handcuff a man with no arms, but he will never win a climbing contest to reach the girl in the tree. Evolution has zero scientific evidence. You disagree? Call in. Come on, prove me wrong. There's no evidence. This guy said it's not natural selection. It's the perfection of the design of the creator. Good point. You drop a bunch of animals off in an environment, and only those capable of surviving in that environment will survive. Drop all the dogs in the world loose up into Alaska, and the first winter, all the Chihuahuas are going to freeze. They didn't create anything. Nature, the harsh climate, selected a slice of an already existing population. There already were dogs in there that had thick fur, like wolves and stuff like that. It selected a slice of the population that already existed. Evolution does not work. No evidence for it at all. Come on, you guys, brave keyboard warriors, call in or text your questions in, okay? Let's see. Subfighter says, nature's goal is not perfection. It is simply to successfully reproduce. Whatever helps that happen tends to be passed down. These traits have flaws on their own, but it's clearly an unguided bottom-up tinkerer that is evolution. Well, you got great faith, Subfighter, okay? And not a top-down perfect being trying to create other perfect beings. If I were religious, I would see this as an argument that my perfect being was not so perfect after all. I believe that, Mr. Subfighter. You're looking for anything to get rid of God, aren't you? You don't like the idea of a perfect God being your boss. You don't like the idea of a perfect God making a perfect world, including giving man freedom of choice. It wouldn't be a perfect world if we didn't have freedom of choice. Man chose to do evil. And God's been very patient now for 6,000 years, putting up with all the stuff going on down here. And he's about to step in and clean house. Or like my daddy would say, the boys, my brothers and I all live downstairs in the basement. I mean, folks around here don't know what basements are. Up in Illinois, they got basements. And we'd be making too much noise. Dad would bang on the door. I'm going to come down there and clobber you. That's all we needed to hear. We solved the argument. My dad's 6'2", a Marine, World War II sergeant, Anyway, by all means, if say there's a God who made the Big Bang, who made the Big Bang bang, or perhaps the God set the wheels of evolution in motion. You got two assumptions there, Mr. Subfighter. You assume that there was a Big Bang. There wasn't any. It didn't happen. It's imagination. There's no Big Bang. And let's see. And there's no evolution. God didn't set evolution in motion. There is no evolution. Nobody sees a dog produce a non-dog. Nobody, ever. But you got your stupid charts with all the animals and plants connected. Yes, boys and girls, the humans are related to the sunflowers. This is called stupid. Stupid. I'll spell it out for you if you'd like. Okay. Call me for a debate. Joseph, 390 and I'm stuck. I got to get to 1,000 before I die.
So we're working on it.
At the rate we're going, I'm going to have to live to be 500 years old. I'm not going to make it, Joseph.
You'll be all right. We'll get to that.
Get some more debate. Come on, you brave. They're real brave in front of their students, aren't they? Yeah, you got an academic and psychological advantage. You can fail them. You can frighten them. Can't frighten me. You can't fail me. You can't fool me. Bring it on. Okay. Let's see. I forgot to read the rest of it here. By all means, say there's a God who made the Big Bang Bang, or perhaps the God set the wheels of evolution in motion. There are no wheels. It's dead on the ground. Okay. All unprovable claims, but whatever. But saying it's the perfection of the design of the creator is not just a demonstrably incorrect statement. It takes away from the beauty that is nature evolution. There is no evolution. Show me some. Show me the best example you got, Mr. Fighter. After all, there's a grandeur in this view of life. All the things most beautiful and most wonderful have been and are being evolved. Charles Darwin. Oh, if you quote Charles Darwin, that's proof it's true. Yeah, right. But if we quote Jesus Christ, they're not true, is it? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Why is there so many God loves you in the comments? Not trying to be rude, but please. No, I won't capitalize his name. Don't like it. Please move on. Oh, okay. I'll tell you what a nightmare. Why don't you move on? Why do you guys have to infect our public schools with your stupid religion? Go start private schools and teach evolution to anybody who wants to pay and come learn it. It's not part of science. It's a religious belief. And you're welcome to it. This is America, the land of the free and the home of the slave, or whatever they call it. And you do what you want. But evolution should not be in any science class or tax-funded museums or science centers. Okay? Let's see. So the birds become birds by millions of years. That's it. Yep, that's the theory. Why are we the only species that talk? Why are we the only species that write our history? Why are we the only species that have gone to the moon and back? Why are we the only species that worship God? Why are we the only species that write our history? It's in there twice. You're being redundant again. Okay? How and why did we evolve so we could do these things and not one single species out of hundreds of millions evolved in the same way as humans? Bleach writes back, evolution is a slow process. Oh, it happens so slow we can't see it. But you know what happened, don't you? Yeah. So the odds of another species to evolve in the same way as us, at the same time as us, is very unlikely. We didn't do it, Bleach. Neither did, no animal did. No animal evolved. There is no evidence. Let's see. Evolution isn't a theory. Look up DNA science. Oh, okay. Call in about your DNA. How do you think that's evidence for evolution? Matthew, I mentioned in my library, I've got about 4,000 books. All of them use the same code, 26 letters. How many letters in the Spanish alphabet? Is it 28 or something? Yeah, okay. You got the N with the N on top and all that. Okay. The fact that these books all have the same code means that's the code with which you write English. The DNA code is similar in quite a few animals because that's the code with which you write things that are alive. It's not proof of a common ancestry. Okay. Glad you say it's a theory. There is one truth, Jesus Christ, creator of the world. That My Happy Space says. Anonkin, still stuck in here? When will people realize that laws don't try up theories, but are part of a theory? I'm only here for the reply, somebody says. Hate to break it to you, but a theory in science is something that has astronomical evidence and has never been disproven. Also, evolution is a law. Wow, you really stepped it up. So you go from hypothesis, which is a guess, which you can make. Then you have a theory because it's got some evidence. Evolution is not even a theory. Then you go to a law, which has never been disproven. You've tried to elevate this hypothesis into a law, and you are way outside of science at that point. Okay, changes occur. I agree, but the changes are limited, aren't they, Spolt, Maine? The theory of evolution just describes how species came to be. No, it doesn't. It doesn't explain a thing. Nothing. Got some evidence? Call in. Okay, Joseph, what do we got there?
We got somebody in?
Cloudy bowels?
No,
Oh. Because Cloudy can't get any attention on his own side. He has to call into mine all the time. Okay, who's this now?
T-A-Y-T-E-N.
Tayton. Yes, sir, Tayton. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know. I was just listening to the podcast.
Hang on, I got to get my headphones on. I can barely hear you. There, okay, go ahead, Tayton.
I was just listening to the live stream. I didn't know it.
Well, you're live. Millions of people are going to watch this in heaven, I guess.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
That's it? Okay, bye. All right.
Well, at least I know we're live.
Yeah, we're live. Let's see. Here we go. AK Girly Boss. A girly boss. I will refrain from comment, okay? You said you did time incarcerated for what, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I have nothing to be ashamed of. Go to on my channels, February 1st, almost a year ago now. Go to February 1st, my open letter to Donald Trump. They came and arrested me for structuring. I did nothing wrong, did not break a single law. The government broke 100 laws to put me in prison. They gave me a 10-year sentence. I served 9 years in federal prison, got moved 32 times all over the country. And anyway, so yeah, I did not do anything for structuring, which is stupid. Just look at the open letter to Donald Trump. I show the exact charges they charged me with and how they're meritless. Didn't break them at all. Okay, I don't need them anymore?
I don't need
Okay.
those. And the Google Drive with all those videos are in the chat.
Oh, in the chat is a Google Drive with all those videos. But thank you for asking. Girly boss, okay. Let's see, wrong side of water. What on earth would that be? Anyway, how has it been 4 years of seeing your awesome videos? I finally find your account. I don't know. I knew where I was the whole time. Question, what do you think of the light from Genesis 1:3? Well, good question. God is light. He revealed himself as light. Jesus said, I'm the light of the world. God is light. In him is no darkness at all. There's another set of verses that prove Jesus is God Almighty in the flesh. But in Genesis 1, first couple of verses, God said, let there be light. Later, on day 4, he made the sun. The sun is the light producer. See, the word light has two meanings in English. It has the producer of the light. I say, turn on that light, and that light produces light. It's two different things, actually. Does Spanish have two words for that? Two words, light and light. They have two different words. So they're more distinct. So this would be called a lune, and it produces. Anyway, some languages have two words for light. We only have one in English, okay? Well, tell me later, okay? I'm not going to try to learn Spanish. Too old. I tried to learn French in high school. My neighbors, when I was growing up, came from France after World War II. And we had a baseball diamond in our backyard, 216 Willow Court. Look it up, East Peoria, Illinois. It used to be 110 Willow Court. We would all hit the ball to their garden. They had a beautiful garden. Little bitty short French lady. And she would yell at us in French. So I said, when I got to high school, I'm going to take French and figure out what they're saying. So I took a year of French, and they never taught us those words. I still don't know what she said. Anyway, je parle très peu français, but okay. What was the other question there? Okay. Been watching your videos for a while now, and I think everything you say is 100% true. Watching you from UK. God bless you. Well, thank you, Liam. You got some problems over there in the UK. You guys need a revival. Yeah, spread it around. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Saint Mickey, the retarded. Is there any free lectures on AV publications?
I just looked. I didn't see very many. They have a lot of great resources.
I want to share the information on the fly to everyone. Well, Gail Ripplinger is awfully sick. She's been a friend of mine for many years, and she started AV for authorized version publications. I don't know. Ask her. Call her up. Okay. All of Darwin's finches can interbreed. Huh, guess what? They're still birds. Yeah. Danica, what's your thoughts on why God created the sun and cosmos on the fourth day after he created the flora on the third day? Well, that does two things, Danica. He made the plants and flowers and stuff on day 3, and then he made the sun on day 4. That does two things. It lets us know the days are 24 hours, because if they're thousands of years, the plants are going to die waiting for the sun. Secondly, it lets us know that the sun should not be worshiped. I'm glad we got it. You know, it's a neat thing to have. I like it up there, but you don't worship it. But many cultures around the world worship the sun, which is real stupid. Okay. And so God himself is light. God provided the light for the world. And he made the sun later, I think, for those two reasons. Maybe there's more, but at least those two. Okay. Let's see. As a gardener and homesteader, it's just something interesting that I ponder often during my study. Well, it's good. Thank you. Best answer I've got. Okay, Curtis, what's the term given to the process that turned kinds of animals into all animals today? I know religious researchers don't like using the term speciated today. Well, God said they bring forth after their kind. It's found in the Bible 20 times in the first 7 chapters. So if they can bring forth, they're the same kind. I think the Creator was really, really smart. He gave each animal or plant an enormously diverse gene code that they can produce a variety that will survive in various environments. The pine trees produce billions of seeds. Some of them can survive in drier soil. Some of them can survive in wetter soil. And over a period of time, with those producing, babies of their own kind, I'm sorry, you might end up with what man has decided to call a new species of pine tree. I think there are, do you remember, Krista, it's on the sign out there, that how many species of pine? 115, I think, species of pine trees. Probably had a common ancestor called a pine tree. That does not prove pine trees are related to, let's see, here we got it, folks. The pine tree is related to the shark and the turtle and the kangaroo. Yeah, you ever seen a hopping pine tree? They used to hop all over it. Now they rooted them down. This is so stupid. So yeah, I think God said they would bring forth after their kind. Do you know of any exceptions where that has not happened? Please share them with us, okay? What anybody would consider the same kind. A 3-year-old can tell a dog and a Great Dane and a Chihuahua are the same kind of animal. Chihuahua, just barely, is still in the dog kind though. Okay? So the process is natural selection, which works great, has nothing to do with evolution. Or in the case of dogs, a lot of artificial selection. Some breeders decide, let's pick all the small ones and breed them, get the small ones and breed them, and after 5 or 6 generations, you got a bunch of small dogs. The gene for smallness was already in the gene code. You didn't create anything, nothing. They selected. Natural selection works, artificial selection works, but it does not create a thing. No help for evolution at all. Okay, how do I go about getting one of your timeline charts? Go to 855 Big Dino on the telephone and go extension 1 or 2, somebody will answer, and order one. Or go on our website, drdino.com. We have this timeline that I use to teach about the end of time, or if you want to add them to Joseph timeline, that's this one. Just covers up through the dates from Genesis 5 and the dates from Genesis 11, from Adam up through the birth of life of Joseph down here in Egypt. Then we have secular history from Joseph's time on. So you add them two together and you get about 6,000 years for the age of the earth. But anyway, 855 Big Dino or drdino.com. Okay, Jordan, is there a belief you hold to that's stronger or more refined specifically because it was challenged so often? Well, my belief in pre-trib rapture was challenged and I had to give it up. It's not true. Boy, I wish it was, but it's not true. Ask the Christians in Nicaragua if we get out of here before the tribulation comes. Yeah, ask them. And it's coming here. By chance, have you gotten any better photos of the dinosaurs that are likely still alive today? We talked to the guys, where were they from, Joseph, that went over there?
Nathan and Rich, yeah. They didn't get any pictures.
Didn't get any pictures. Here's the problem. The swamp in Africa seems to be the most likely place where the Apatosaurus is still alive. It's only 20 feet long now. I think just people don't live to be 900. 900 either, so they can't grow as big. I think some species, after the canopy collapsed, after the crystal ball fell down, cover all that in video too. Now the Earth's atmosphere expanded out and lifespans dropped off. And the same thing happened to the dinosaurs. So some of the bigger ones probably could not even live long enough to reach maturity. Maybe they had to be, 25 feet long and 200 years old before they could reproduce. Oh, I'm stuck here. Okay. So that would be, I guess, my best answer for that one. But no, I don't have any new photos of it. Evolutionists claim, oh, by the way, I meant to mention that swamp in Africa where they keep seeing them is bigger than the state of Alabama. It's 80% unexplored, and the government won't let you go into most of it because you're going to go in there and forget to bring a ham sandwich, and you're going to call them, hey, can you please rescue me? It's going to cost them $2 million to fly a helicopter in to rescue the idiots that didn't prepare for what they're coming up with. Just like they don't let you go to the South Pole. Too many stupid people try it and end up costing a bunch of money to go rescue them. There's no conspiracy, just common sense. Okay, Doug, Evolutionists claim evolution is a fact because of testable predictions. Okay. How do we refute this claim? Thanks, Doc. What prediction? I predict if you crossbreed your cows, you will always get a baby cow. That's my prediction. Always. It'll happen. Ask any farmer anywhere in the world. Does that happen? Oh, yeah. Where's the I predict mosquitoes will always produce mosquitoes, and dogs will always produce dogs. I predict everything alive will produce its kind. That's a prediction. You know of any exceptions to that? We got one of our zebus up at the North 40, the miniature cows, you know, from Veggie Tales, zebus, gonna have a baby here soon. I predict it'll be a zebu. Even though the zebus are up there walking around free with the donkeys and with the sheep and with the armadillos and the raccoons and the squirrels, I promise you, it'll be a cow. I'll do it. I'll bet you 20. I don't know 20. I'll bet you $5. Zeus, can I lose my salvation if I sin? Thank you, Dr. Fiket from Lebanon. No, absolutely not. Zeus, if you could lose it, everybody would lose it every day. Salvation is a gift from God. It's eternal. Now, you can lose your rewards. You can lose your joy. You can lose your peace. You can lose your life. We see the guy in 1 Corinthians 5 living in adultery with his mother or stepmother. Paul said, turn him over to Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved. See, when you get born into God's family, you are regenerated, new genes. I became my dad's son by birth. I have his genetic code. It cannot be reversed. I could embarrass him, and I did quite a few times. I had to come down to the principal's office. You in here again, son? Yeah. Okay. But I never lose my sonship. He's stuck with me. I'm a Hovind. He's up there watching now saying, glad that's over. Sorry, Dad. I'm doing better now. Let's see, Scott. Since the serpent in Genesis spoke to Eve and it wasn't weird, were Adam and Eve talking to any other? I don't know how to answer that. That's the only clue we have. Anything else is speculation. Don't know. What are the waters above? Is this space? I believe if you read it carefully, it says that there's water above the firmament. And later it says the birds fly in the firmament. Well, there's your answer. The firmament is the atmosphere, the air we're breathing, which is now 40, 50 miles thick. At 5 miles, Mount Everest, it's hard to breathe. It's not enough air. 10 miles, you'd suffocate. But say it's 50 miles now. If you squeezed it down into 10 miles and put a crystal canopy over the top of ice, which is made of water, which I teach that on video number 2 of my series, Creation Seminar Series. You get the whole thing for $50 on drdino.com, 18 hours, and watch it, return it, watch it and copy it, get and return it, and get your money back. But I'm not going to loan it out anymore. I used to loan them. I don't do that anymore. Christians don't steal, but they borrow and never return. Brother Matthew, I've got a lot of my books and stuff out in full-time Christian service someplace. You do too? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where'd that thing go? I loaned it to somebody. Oh, yeah. Might as well give it away. Anyway, so the waters above, I think, was a crystal canopy, couple inch. The Jews have always taught it was 2 or 3 fingers thick. Let's say 2 inches. 2-inch crystal sphere around the earth. That would be intact, which means it couldn't leak. And it would be held up by air pressure, like an inflatable building, or held up by the Earth's magnetic field, since supercold ice is magnetic. And then when the flood started, the fountains of the deep broke open, the water went shooting up, shattered that canopy. And because the Earth has a magnetic North Pole and a real North Pole, do you see my new globe? Still spins the same way, and it's still round. Okay, but the magnetic North Pole in Canada is where the ice age is centered around. I think that crystal canopy got sucked in and dumped on the North and South Pole, rapid fall of ice, snow, super cold snow, and buried animals standing up like the mammoths and all that. We covered that in video 2 and video 6. Okay? So I don't, then there above that was space. See, God said in Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God created the heaven, singular, and the earth. Later, he calls it heavens, plural, because he divides it up into 3 slices. The first heaven's where the birds fly. The second heaven we call outer space, where the stars are. And the third heaven, where God lives. There are only 2 references to that. Paul was caught up to the third heaven, he said. And then the Bible talks about you waters in Psalms, you waters that be above the heavens. I think there might still be a crystal ball beyond the last star. Nobody knows where the last star is. And if they could find the last star, guess what the next question is? What's after that? Yeah. We don't know. I think there might still be another crystal ball. We go up to the third heaven, get to walk around on this crystal sea. We'll see. Doesn't matter to me.
Couple more, Doc.
Okay. Jesus is the king. Amen. If animals can't become new animals, how does a tadpole become a frog? Well, that's different. That's in the gene code. That's like a caterpillar becoming a moth, metamorphosis. It's already designed. It's still really the same animal. Like a baby becoming an adult. Still the same thing. Only it's more radical with a tadpole turning into a frog or a caterpillar turning into a butterfly or moth, either one. But it's still the same animal. It's not going to turn into anything else ever. Okay? Let's see. I am a biology student. We learn about evolution. I'm sorry to hear about that. I'm a devout Christian. I believe the theory is kind of BS, but now I'm struggling on how to defend Christianity. Tell you what, tell your teacher to call me anytime. I'll come into the classroom by Skype or Zoom, and I will talk to any questions they've got. Let me talk to the whole class for 10 minutes and take questions from them. Look at your biology book and tell me what are the best evidences they give for evolution. It's the same ones in every one I've seen. How many biology books do I have in here? 50, 60 probably, from all the major publishers. Whole wall of them. Video number 4, lies in the textbooks. That's the one you need to watch. Lies in the textbooks. They are lying to you. There is no evidence for evolution. The tailbone is not vestigial. Neither is the appendix. You can live without it. I understand. You can live without both your arms and both your eyes too. That doesn't mean you don't need them. And the babies do not have gill slits growing inside the mother. If they're teaching embryology, it's not a biology class, it's a propaganda class. That was proven wrong in 1874. Tell your teacher up to speed. There is no evidence for evolution. Just teach science. You can learn all the biology. This is the deltoid, the biceps, the triceps, the humerus, the radius, the ulna, the phalanges, carpals, metacarpals. You can learn all that. Flexors, extenders. You don't have to teach evolution. It's got nothing to do with it. Learn real biology and leave all that junk alone. It's a waste of classroom time. Okay, is that it, Joseph?
What happened to your arm, Doc?
What happened to my arm? Can you see that? Your stupid dog was greeting me. Oh, Doc's here. Yeah, that dog is what, 800 pounds?
He's dead. He's a good boy.
He thought, here's my next meal. But I never complain. I'm going to smack that dog next time, brother. Okay. All right. See you tomorrow night. Call in. None of you atheists. Come on, please. You believe your theory, don't you? You want to defend your religion? Call in tomorrow. Bye.